Ever wondered why some men can captivate women with just a few subtle gestures? The surprising truth is the things women truly cherish are only done by 2% of men. And even more fascinating, Stoicism might be the secret key to joining that elite group. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to Stoicism Philosophy Daily. Today we're diving into a powerful topic. 5 things women love, but only 2% of men actually do. Along the way, we'll explore how Stoic philosophy can help men connect more deeply in relationships. Before we get into the list, remember this. Healthy relationships grow from emotional understanding and connection. And at the very top of what women crave is this one essential element: emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy. For many women, emotional intimacy isn't just important, it's essential. It's built on trust, vulnerability, and open communication. It goes far beyond physical attraction or surface-level talk. It's about feeling truly seen, heard, and understood. Picture this: a quiet evening where she shares what's on her heart, and he listens without judging, without trying to fix anything. That's emotional intimacy, a safe space where, two people connect deeply and honestly. But here's the challenge. Many men struggle to step into this emotional space. Why? Because society often teaches men to bottle up emotions, linking vulnerability with weakness. So instead of opening up, they shut down. And as a result, many women feel emotionally abandoned, disconnected, or misunderstood. That's where Stoicism offers a powerful shift. Contrary to the myth that Stoics are emotionless, true Stoicism teaches us to understand and manage our emotions wisely. A Stoic man is not someone who hides his feelings, but one who shares them with clarity and strength. So, if you're a man seeking a deep and lasting relationship, this is where you begin. Start opening up. Start listening more. Start creating space for real connection. Even small actions like sharing your thoughts from the day or talking about your past can lead to a profound bond over time. So what's the second thing women truly love, but most men don't realize? Keep watching, we'll take you there, revealing a trait that makes women feel secure, seen, and deeply respected. As we discussed earlier, emotional intimacy lays the foundation for deep connection. And when a man begins to open up, it creates a powerful ripple effect. By sharing his emotions, a man not only frees himself, but also inspires his partner to do the same. It becomes a loop of mutual trust and vulnerability, deepening the bond between them. But this can't happen without one key ingredient: compassionate listening. This isn't about hearing just to reply, it's about listening to understand, to be truly present in the moment. When a man listens with empathy and responds with care, a woman feels seen, respected, and emotionally safe. This is the kind of dialogue where both partners feel valued. Beyond listening, emotional intimacy also requires trust. And trust is earned, not through grand promises, but through consistent action, emotional presence, and honest communication. When a man shows up time and again, keeps his word, and engages openly, his partner feels supported and secure in the relationship. In short, emotional intimacy is something women deeply desire in a romantic partner. And while it may feel challenging for some men, understanding its importance opens the door to deeper, more fulfilling connections. Stoic philosophy can serve as a guiding light here. It doesn't teach emotional suppression, it teaches emotional wisdom. A Stoic man embraces his feelings but remains grounded in rational strength. In doing so, he creates a space where both partners can grow and thrive together. And as this bond grows stronger, it becomes the fertile soil from which lasting love can truly bloom, rooted in trust, empathy, and mutual respect. If emotional intimacy is the root of love, then commitment is the sturdy trunk that holds the relationship together. And this is something most women deeply value. A man who shows his commitment not just with words, but with consistent actions. Commitment goes beyond labels or being official. It includes loyalty, effort, and the willingness to invest emotionally and build a shared future. To many women, commitment is a sign of emotional safety and reliability. It means knowing that their partner will stand by them, not just in good times, but also through life's storms. That he's someone dependable, someone who stays. However, many men shy away from full commitment. Some fear losing independence, others feel unready for long-term responsibility. In today's world that often glamorizes casual relationships and non-committal flings, traditional commitment is becoming increasingly rare. So how can a man move past that fear and embrace true commitment? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next section. We've just seen how genuine commitment can be a powerful signal of trust and emotional safety for women, especially in a world where fleeting connections are often glorified. For many women, when a man shows true commitment, it sends a clear message: you matter to me and I'm serious about this relationship. It's not just physical presence, it's a long-term emotional promise. From a Stoic perspective, commitment is about aligning your actions with your values. Stoicism teaches that a meaningful life is built on integrity and purpose. When a man chooses to commit, he's not just making a promise, he's making a stand. This relationship is worth his time, energy, and emotional investment. This shift in mindset helps men overcome the fear of commitment. Instead of seeing it as a loss of freedom, they begin to view it as a declaration of strength, living in alignment with their principles. Commitment then becomes a conscious, empowering choice. Stoicism also reminds us to focus on what we can control. In relationships, we can't predict every change or challenge, but we can control our responses, our consistency, and our effort. A truly committed partner is someone who stays, especially when things get tough, because he knows adversity often deepens connection. Another vital part of commitment is communication. Many men assume that simply being there is enough, but real commitment means actively engaging, talking openly, expressing emotions, and planning for the future together. Stoicism encourages honesty and clarity, key elements that ensure both partners are aligned and invested in the same journey. Ultimately, when men embrace commitment in this way, they not only offer women a sense of security, they also experience personal growth and emotional fulfillment themselves. So what's next after understanding the power of commitment? What else sets you apart in a woman's eyes? Up next, we'll reveal the third trait, something subtle yet incredibly impactful. After understanding how commitment builds a foundation for lasting relationships, let's now explore something that might seem simple but is incredibly powerful: compassionate listening. Compassionate listening. Compassionate listening is an essential yet often underrated skill in relationships, especially when it comes to fostering emotional intimacy. This form of listening becomes a vital connector between two hearts. And it's not just about hearing the words someone says, it's about making a genuine effort to understand and feel the emotions behind those words. For many women, this is how they feel validated, connected, and loved. That's why compassionate listening becomes a pillar of healthy relationships. At its core, it requires being fully present in the moment, setting aside distractions like phones or TV and giving your full attention to your partner. It's about creating a safe, emotional space where she feels free to express her thoughts and feelings without fear of being interrupted or judged. When a woman feels truly heard and understood, the emotional bond deepens. Trust grows, intimacy flourishes. However, many men struggle with compassionate listening, not because they don't care, but because they were raised in a society that teaches them to solve problems instead of sit with emotions. So when a partner shares something troubling, the instinct is to fix it, to offer advice, when often all she needs is someone to listen. While this fix-it mentality comes from a place of care, it can unintentionally make women feel dismissed or unheard. That emotional disconnect can lead to frustration or distance in the relationship. To practice compassionate listening, men can take a few simple steps. First, approach conversations with openness, setting aside assumptions or judgments. Most importantly, listen not just to the words but to the feelings behind them. For example, if she talks about stress at work, don't just offer generic encouragement. Say something like, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed. That must be so exhausting." A small sentence, yet it holds so much power. Another great technique is reflecting back what you hear. Paraphrasing her emotions shows that you're not only listening, but truly engaging. Phrases like, "So you're feeling anxious because of the deadline," show empathy and encourage her to open up more. And don't forget the non-verbal language. A nod, an attentive gaze, a forward-leaning posture. These all silently say, "I'm here. I care." Compassionate listening is a bridge that brings two hearts closer together. And that's just the beginning. Ready to discover the fourth quality, one that makes women feel deeply respected and valued when done right? Previously, we saw how compassionate listening isn't just about words, it's also about subtle body language and the silent spaces that allow someone to feel truly seen and heard. Non-verbal cues and open-ended questions, simple gestures like maintaining eye contact, nodding, and leaning slightly forward can powerfully express that you're engaged and genuinely care about what your partner is saying. These non-verbal signals are quiet yet loud, silently communicating attention and emotional presence. And sometimes silence itself becomes a sacred space. When your partner finishes speaking, allowing a short pause instead of jumping in creates a moment of reflection. It gives them the chance to dive deeper, to open up more. That pause, gentle and intentional, can lead to more honest, meaningful conversation. Adding open-ended questions into the dialogue makes things even richer. Instead of asking, "Are you upset?" try, "How did that make you feel?" These kinds of questions encourage your partner to elaborate and invite deeper emotional insight. This not only shows you care, but also that you want to truly understand them beyond just the surface. By practicing these compassionate listening techniques, men can foster emotional closeness and strengthen their connection. Women feel heard, valued, and emotionally safe. This transforms the relationship into something deeply fulfilling. In this way, compassionate listening becomes more than communication. It becomes a path to love, empathy, and trust. Sharing responsibilities, once emotions are honored and understood, the next foundation of a strong relationship is shared responsibility. In healthy relationships, sharing responsibilities goes beyond dividing chores or managing finances. It represents a spirit of teamwork and partnership. For many women, it's not just about who does what, it's a reflection of feeling respected and equally valued. In today's world, where both partners often manage careers and personal duties, a man who actively participates in daily tasks, cooking, cleaning, or caring for children, sends a powerful message. I'm equally invested in this life we're building together. This mutual effort builds trust, deepens emotional connection, and makes both partners feel they're building something meaningful together. However, many men still struggle with the idea of shared responsibility, often due to ingrained societal norms. Traditional gender roles have long placed the burden of domestic duties on women. This imbalance can lead to resentment and emotional strain in the relationship. But that's only part of the story. In the next section, we'll uncover why challenging these outdated roles makes a man not only more supportive, but far more attractive and trustworthy in a woman's eyes. As we saw earlier, when responsibilities aren't fairly shared, it can create emotional tension and slowly erode the foundation of a relationship. Over time, those daily imbalances, when left unacknowledged, become the seeds of resentment. Continuing, the impact of imbalance and the Stoic perspective. When one partner consistently carries the bulk of daily responsibilities, while the other seems unaware or indifferent, it often leads to frustration and a sense of being taken for granted. For many women, the pain doesn't lie in doing more. It lies in feeling unseen and unappreciated. This unequal dynamic, if left unaddressed, undermines trust and the spirit of teamwork, which are essential to any lasting partnership. From a Stoic point of view, sharing responsibilities is a moral obligation. Stoicism teaches us to live with virtue, to act justly, and fulfill our roles with integrity. When a man recognizes that both partners have equal stakes in their shared life, he cultivates a sense of accountability and respect for himself and for his relationship. When men contribute with this mindset, they not only help create a more balanced relationship, they also align their behavior with core values like fairness and virtue. Communication and flexibility, the cornerstones of real partnership. But let's be real, fair division isn't automatic. It takes open and honest communication. Partners should sit down and talk through their expectations and preferences. It can be as practical as making a list of tasks and dividing them based on strengths and availability. For instance, if one enjoys cooking and the other is better with managing finances, it makes perfect sense to assign accordingly. This doesn't just increase efficiency, it makes both partners feel seen, valued, and empowered. Flexibility is also key. Life is unpredictable. Work stress, personal challenges, these things happen. When one partner is overwhelmed, the other should step in without hesitation or complaint. This kind of responsiveness reinforces the message, "I've got your back." And let's not forget the power of simple appreciation. Saying thank you, noticing the effort, acknowledging the small things. These gestures go a long way in creating an atmosphere where collaboration and care thrive. To sum it up, sharing responsibilities isn't just about who does what, it's about fostering a way of life built on respect, open communication, and mutual support. And when men embrace this, they don't just become better partners, they become true teammates. So what's the fifth quality that makes a man irresistible? Not just by what he says, but by the way he shows up with presence and purpose. Let's explore that next. As we explored earlier, sharing responsibilities builds partnership, but it's the small, loving gestures that often deepen emotional intimacy and keep the connection warm and alive. Affectionate gestures, you don't need extravagant gifts or grand declarations. In many relationships, it's the subtle acts of love that carry the most meaning. For many women, these small gestures are not just nice to have, they're essential signs of love, appreciation, and emotional presence. What's powerful is that these gestures, though small, can have a huge impact on emotional well-being and relationship satisfaction. Affectionate gestures come in many forms: verbal affirmations, physical affection, and simple acts of kindness. Phrases like, "I love you," "I appreciate you," or "you mean the world to me," may seem simple, but they reinforce connection and emotional security. Still, words alone are not enough. Physical displays of affection, like holding hands, warm hugs, or a gentle touch on the arm, can often say what words cannot. These moments of closeness create comfort and reaffirm the emotional bond. Why does this matter? Because when women receive consistent affection, they often feel emotionally safe, which opens the door to deeper vulnerability and more meaningful conversations. On the flip side, a lack of affection can lead to emotional distance. Over time, partners may begin to feel disconnected, unappreciated, or neglected, damaging the emotional core of the relationship. Many men struggle with showing affection regularly. This often comes from social conditioning that discourages tenderness or the belief that actions speak louder than words. And while that may hold truth, combining actions with loving gestures and words creates the deepest connection. The Stoic view. Affection. As virtue, from a Stoic perspective, affection isn't weakness, it's a virtue in action. Stoicism encourages honest emotional expression and prioritizing the well-being of those we love. When men include affectionate behaviors in their daily lives, they embody strength through kindness, building bonds rooted in sincerity, not performance. This leads to a relationship that's resilient, meaningful, and deeply human. And the best part? Affection doesn't have to be extravagant. A sticky note with a sweet message, a surprise hug, asking, "How was your day?" These are simple yet powerful ways to say, "I see you, I care." Now you might be wondering, beyond affection, what's the final element that brings everything together? What helps love not only bloom, but truly last? Let's uncover the final piece of the puzzle. As we discussed earlier, affectionate gestures are most powerful when practiced consistently, not just on anniversaries or special occasions, but woven into the everyday rhythm of life. Love is found in the repetition of small acts. A handwritten note on the counter, cooking their favorite meal, or a sweet midday message. These thoughtful actions speak volumes. They say, "I'm thinking of you even in the chaos of life." These moments might seem small, but they anchor love in the everyday, making the relationship feel alive and cared for, even in the middle of a busy schedule. And here's the truth: consistency matters more than grandeur. It's not the occasional big gesture that builds a lasting connection. It's the little things done often with love. Checking in regularly, sharing laughs over dinner, offering a warm hug after a stressful day. These acts create a loving, supportive atmosphere where both partners feel truly appreciated. Speaking the right love language, it's also essential to understand how your partner receives love. Each person has a different love language, whether it's words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, or physical touch. By learning your partner's love language, you ensure that your efforts to show love resonate and feel meaningful, rather than going unnoticed or misunderstood. In conclusion, love is a daily practice. In the end, affectionate gestures, spoken, physical, and thoughtful, are the glue that binds emotional intimacy and long-term connection. When both people actively contribute with care and intention, the relationship becomes stronger, deeper, and far more fulfilling. And there you have it. 5 things women truly love, yet only a small percentage of men regularly embrace. But here's the key: showing love doesn't weaken your masculinity, it enhances it. It shows strength of character, emotional maturity, and the courage to build something real. If you found this video valuable, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, what do you think holds most men back from forming deeper emotional bonds? Thanks for watching, and remember, stay curious, stay compassionate, and never stop growing. See you in the next one.